Hi everyone, and welcome to today's session on how to make your own DIY crystal candles. Before we get started, there are a couple of essentials you're gonna need. You are gonna need your candle wax. I'm using soy wax in this video. You're gonna need your wicks. I'm using cotton wicks. You need your melting pot, your wick holders. I've prepared some crystals I would like to use for these candles. You can see here obsidian, lapis, and amethyst, and something for coloration, which I'm going to be using wax crayons. Make note that I'm going to be placing these crystals inside of the candle, quite close to the wick, but not directly into the fire. The flame of the candle can get up to 1400 degrees Celsius, which is quite a lot. And I pay attention to use crystals which have a higher melting point than the hottest point in the candle to avoid any sort of damage to the stone. Right now I'm measuring the wick length to make sure that the wicks fit into the candle jars that I'm going to be using, and I'm using pliers to make sure that the wicks stay within the wick holders and don't move around. Be careful and make sure you don't hurt yourself while doing this. Now place the wicks into the jars you're using and find something that you can use to stabilize the wicks. When you pour the melted wax into the jars, the wick is going to move, and this way you can just make sure that it's stabilized and doesn't fall into the wax in the jar when you're pouring. These are the wax crayons I'm going to be using, and I'm going to pull out red, the sort of pastel kind of peachy colored one, and the white one, and I'm going to cut small pieces of those three with a kitchen knife, and it's really enough to just take small pieces of those three crayons to create a really beautiful light pink color in the end. Again, be careful when handling the knife. Look at those gorgeous crystals. I love them. I just adore using essential oils when making candles. For these three, I'm going to be using lemongrass essential oil, which is just so lovely. It has this really vibracious and cleansing traits to it. The wax has melted in the water bath, and now we're going to let it cool off for around about 40 to 50 seconds. This is important because we're going to put the essential oil in right now, and if the wax is too hot, the essential oil is going to evaporate and be neutralized. So let's wait for the wax to cool off before we pour the essential oil inside, and once that's done, we can pour it in and stir for around about 30 seconds, and then start pouring into our jars. As you notice, I haven't mixed the wax crayons into the wax yet because I want to make the two smaller jars a white color, and the big jar is going to be the light pink color. So right now what looks yellow is going to turn white as soon as it cools off. Something I've recently discovered for myself is using incense in the candle besides the essential oils that we're using, because this adds another note to the essential oil, and it's really cool. Additionally, incense helps one relax, it's cleansing, it helps the focus and concentration, and it also stimulates the brain with a sense of calm. I'm doing this whilst waiting for the next batch of wax to be melted in the water bath. so we can continue pouring. This is the second batch. Now we're going to let it cool off for a moment. And I'm going to add some essential oil to this batch as well, and then finish up the second small jar before continuing to the big jar. Before moving on to the big jar, I'm going to throw the wax crayon pieces into the wax, stir and melt them. And then we're going to pour the big jar. For the big pink candle, I'm using a second sort of incense, and this is a mix of incense, lavender, and rosemary, which is really beautiful. Incense has balancing properties, lavender has curative properties, rosemary is a natural antioxidant and an immune system booster. As soon as the wax cools down, the intense pinkish reddish color is going to turn into a really soft pink color, and the yellow color is going to turn into a white color. Now we're basically just waiting for the candles to cool down just enough so we can place the stone inside on top of the surface, and then we're going to melt just a little bit more wax and pour it over or around the stone so that when it cools off, it holds the stone within the candle. It's looking good. Guys, I really love this idea. Now I'm gonna pour the wax top around the stone to hold the stone tight. And here they are on the right side, right next to the batch that I made before this. Here I was experimenting with some different stones, and I didn't use any wax crayons to color the candles, just pure white soy wax. And these ones also look fantastic. They're burning and they're not damaging the crystals inside. I am super excited about these candles, guys. I'm going to share them with my sister, and we're going to have some great meditation sessions with these candles. So guys, let me just quickly elaborate on why I'm even doing this project. As you know, my sister and I, we love to meditate, and meditation is very useful. And to help the meditation, we use scents, we use colors, we use candles, and we use crystals. Scents, colors, and crystals can all help you focus better and help you dive deep into your meditation. Crystals have healing traits. For example, in the batch of candles that I made today, I used lapis, amethyst, and obsidian. Lapis encourages self-awareness. It reveals the inner truth, provides qualities of honesty, compassion, and morality to the personality. It stimulates subjectivity, encourages creativity, and it inspires confidence. Amethyst, on the other hand, is a natural tranquilizer. It relieves stress and tension, soothes irritability, balances mood swings, releases anger, rage, fear, and anxiety, and it also dissolves negativity, boosts your spiritual awareness, and opens your intuition. Obsidian is truth enhancing. It is a protective stone, and it forms a shield against negativity from the environment. Also, obsidian releases mental stress and tension. For the candles I made in my first batch, I used a quartz crystal, a pyranite, and a jade stone. Those crystals also have stimulating traits, especially the quartz crystal. which helps you dive deeper into meditation as well as your self-awareness. It is a very resonant stone which you can fill with good and positive energy to resonate back to you. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you also believe in the healing powers of crystals, scents, colors, and meditation. See you next time.